Okay, so second video in the Project Hardman series. If you didn't watch the first one, it's where I described what the challenge that I'm putting out there for this year for myself is. Project Hardman, so Hardman Killarney, racing that and seeing can I chase down that course record. So this week was essentially week one of training for this. So looking at getting some structure in place and trying to figure out what's the best way to fit what training I need to do into how my days and my weeks look like. So that's the challenge, that's the hard part here. With three young kids, with managing my own business, trying to fit training in, and on top of that and around that it's a challenge in itself. But when you have the motivation and desire to get your training in, it's just a matter of trying to figure it out, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work, and try and manipulate it as best as possible. So I just have my laptop in front of me here just to run through what I did for the week, how it went. So before this week started, I just did some baseline testing on the bike. So in the pain cave here, I'm currently using my Watt Bike Pro for training on the bike, just because it's very easy and convenient to hop onto it and do your session, hop off and move on. So time efficiency is key. So I really enjoy training on that. So I did a baseline bike test session on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a separate video on that and just talk through the numbers on it. So everything that I do training wise, I'm always really honest with what I do, just because it's a learning process for me as well. I'm always trying to train and figure out what ways of training work and what ways of training maybe don't, and I always share what I do. So the training itself is all uploaded on Strava, so if you're interested in following the training side of things, go onto my Strava and you can follow me. That's all posted and shared there. So this week, the structure and the layout for the week, with kind of what races and stuff I've planned for this year. The week looked like, the outline of the week was, there were 5 runs, 3 bikes, 2 swim sessions, and 2 kind of strength and mobility sessions to do at home. So training time for the week, 12 hours, 12:05, it's just over 12 hours. And the run, so 5 runs. So if I just start through on Monday. Monday was an easy run, easy jog with the twins. So took the girls out in a double buggy, and I have my kind of 10-11k route that I run with them in the buggy, and that's just a nice easy run jog where you can kind of get an hour running in while minding the girls. It's a nice way to bank it. So that started off Monday with an easy run with the twins, and then I did a kind of strength and conditioning, strength mobility session at home here in the pain cave, and that was Monday. Tuesday then was an easy run just with some short accelerations, so it's just easy with 8 5-second accelerations, just working on some neuromuscular power, and very short but just nice accelerations. So a good way to wake up on a Tuesday. And then Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, I fit in a swim, where it was a 2.4k swim, and the main set being 4 by 200 meters pull, and then 16 by 50 swim with some mix in those swims. No issues with those. The swim is the one where the time it takes out of the day to get a swim in versus the gains that can be made in an Ironman, when time is limited. The swim is the one that's taking the hit out of swim, bike and run at the moment. So previously I've been used to swimming 4 or 5 times a week when I had the time to do so, and I really enjoy swimming and I really enjoy doing it and training that way. But this time around I just had to be smart with what time I have to train, and then devoting that time to what's going to get the best results for what I'm trying to achieve. So the focus with the swimming is going to be keeping it to 2 swims a week. And even fitting 2 swims a week is tricky because it's at different times. So trying to get a time in the pool when there's maybe kids classes or kids lessons, or there's aqua aerobics on, or the lanes are busy, it can be really hard fitting sessions in. So that's the plan at the moment. I'm going to see how that works out. So swimming feels a bit rusty at the moment. Kind of rhythm and feel for the water isn't there, but I just need to get some swims under the belt to try and get that back again. So enjoying trying to get those 2 swims in, but not feeling good in the water just yet. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday then was an easy bike session, so an hour 20 bike session, and just a simple focus in that session was just working on some cadence increases. And then the second session that day was another run with the girls, so another easy 60-minute or so jog with the double buggy, the girls in the double buggy. So they're easy jogs in terms of I reduced the pace so that it's easy enough, but running with a double buggy isn't easy in itself, just because it's heavy enough, and plus the weight of the girls inside it, and then it's awkward, but it's a way to get an hour of running in during the day anyway. So that's one thing that I'm going to try and keep on as much as I can, because it allows me to get some running in. That was Wednesday. Thursday then, an easy run just with focus on some drills. So just again, drills helping to work on running efficiency, some activation, so nothing too fancy there. And then Thursday lunchtime was a bit of a longer swim, so a 3K swim. Haven't swam 3K in a good while, so that was a swim where it didn't feel good at all. Started off okay, so the main set of the swim was kind of 50s build, so like 5 50s. First one was a drill, and then you're building the pace for each consecutive 4 50s. So it's 5 50s drill, building then from 2 to 5, and repeating that 4 sets. First set was okay, second set, third set, fourth set, fifth set. Effort was increasing and pace wasn't increasing as it was in the first set. So essentially just meant form was falling apart, and I could feel that I was working hard, but I wasn't getting the speed for that effort. So didn't feel good doing it, didn't feel connected or smooth in the water, but I still actually enjoyed doing that session, because as I said, it's been a long time since I've been swimming regularly, so it's just nice to get back in the water and try and bank these ones. That was Thursday. Friday then, it was just a single session, and it was another easy bike session, just an hour 5, with just some short sprints, so 5 by 5 second sprints. So the short sprints are kind of good at one of the benefits of very short sprints like that is it does show to help reducing VLA max, but that's something I can touch into on how the bike testing went and what went well and maybe not so well, and also what my numbers look like and what it indicates in terms of what type of training I need to do. So that was Friday. Then the weekend, Saturday morning, was a strength and mobility session, core session, and then a run. So kind of the only hard run, or the only run with some hard work in it. It was a hilly run, so easy run with 3 sets of 3 by 1 minute hill reps. So luckily where I live, there's a hill literally 500 meters around the corner. Really good hill for doing hill reps, so it's perfect. The only thing is, the times I train at, it's dark, so definitely need a head torch for those ones. This morning was really, really windy as well, so between the dark, the wind and the rain, it was an interesting run. So 3 rounds of 3 by 1 minute hill reps, nothing too hard, just kind of getting some work in. So not too concerned on pace and stuff at the moment, simply trying to get some good consistent training in and getting a little bit of work in those sessions as well. So really enjoyed the hill reps. It's probably one of my favorite sessions, doing some hill work, just because it's good, honest, hard work. And as I said, that hill around the corner is perfect for these types of sessions. Then to round off the week, Sunday with just a 90-minute easy base session. So 90 minutes, 170 watts. So easy way to round out the week. So as I said, first week of training wise hours, 12 hours, just over 12 hours. So not big volume training, but what I could fit in this week, and essentially it's just laying the groundwork for the weeks and the months ahead, starting to get some structure in place, figure out what works in the week for me. Got some base numbers on the bike in terms of testing, and it was really good just to get this week completed and get a feel back for triathlon training again, because as I said, the second half of last year was a pure run focus, so I haven't cycled or swam in ages, it feels like, so it's really good to get back into that. A few notes then maybe for next week, or things that I may try and work on or that may help with overall training. From the swim side of things, I remember previously when I used to swim with a group on a regular basis, before every swim I used to use my swim bands or the swim cords, and I found that really effective in adding on some swim volume or some swim specific training, swim specific conditioning, and I found it really helped my swim form in the water in terms of my strength on pushing the water well. So one thing I'm going to try and incorporate next week is trying to do at least 2 sessions with the stretch cords or the swim cords. Haven't decided yet if I'll do them on the days of the swims or if I'll do them on the days I don't swim, so it might help improve the frequency of swimming in the water versus the dry land. So that's one thing I'm going to try and reintroduce and see, can I get and accelerate my feel for the water by adding this on top of my minimum 2 swims. And other than that is getting back on top of eating well. So one of my things is I'm a bigger athlete. I have no issues with eating enough. I still find that when it comes to food and nutrition and stuff, health and performance always come first compared to trying to cut weight or to lean up, because I find if it's very easy to underfuel sessions, and if you underfuel sessions, you're going to end up not recovering as well as you could, and that can have a knock-on effect then to the following day's training and so on. So I always prioritize being healthy and performing well in my training. I think if those 2 things are being ticked off, it means you're doing an okay job with fueling your sessions, fueling around your sessions, and fueling on a day-to-day basis. If you're not training consistently, if you're not feeling healthy or recovering well, and if you're not performing in your training, I then have a look at what are you actually eating, how much you're eating, when you're eating. Chances are you're under fueling somewhere or not eating enough. So eating enough isn't my problem ever, but over the Christmas and stuff like that, kind of bad habits creep in with the temptations that are around with chocolates and cakes and all that kind of stuff. So one other focus I'm going to use from starting for next week is getting back on just cleaning up a little bit of what I eat. So try to keep it a bit more natural, a bit more whole food as much as possible, but still keeping it that I'm eating enough, because for me, not only am I eating to train well and recover well, I'm also eating to perform well throughout the day, both looking after the kids and also getting work done. It requires a lot of energy, so there's very little downtime in my days where you get to rest or to relax. So I need to make sure energy levels are topped up. So that's week 1 of training, week 1 of Project Hardman training under the belt, and look forward to sharing the rest of it as we go along. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, please feel free to leave a comment on these videos. If you find you're enjoying them, please like and share, or like and subscribe. And yeah, this is the start of the journey, so let's see how we go.